Hi everybody. Well, I'm finally getting to do the Prym review. Now this is an overall Prym. This is knitting needles, fixed circulars, DPNs, and crochet hooks. I'm going to talk a little bit about the hooks and needles, and then we'll do a little bit of, stitches with it to see how it works. We're not reviewing the yarn that I'm using or what have you. We're just talking about the Prym needles and hooks. So as you can see here, this one here I have a project on, but it's the only fixed circular set I have. I have two sets of DPNs. The fixed circulars are these ones here. And then I've got the Prym crochet hooks. I do have a couple more, but they're in projects. So we're going to start with the fixed circulars. So I'm just going to move these off camera. So let's see what the box has to say. Circular knitting needles, ergonomics. They've got hook tips, and this is a set of US 6 or 4mm with a 32-inch fixed cord. It says, circular knitting needles, high performance synthetic material. Hook tips, easily pick up and smoothly guide yarn. Steel cord prevents spiraling or tangling. They're made in Germany. Prym Consumer, USA. It shows on the side there, ergonomics. So, I'm just going to kind of push my project down a little bit so we can talk about the needles. Okay, as you can see, let me turn it this way. Let's get it to focus. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Right here on the purple is where all the details are, and it says these are small needles, only 4mm. Prym 6 US. The one thing about these needles that you'll notice is the drumstick point, and they're very smooth. The cord join is very smooth. The cord doesn't have a lot of memory, and when you're knitting with them, I'm just doing some 2x2 ribbing on this. Is the Nordica sweater. Oops, dropped my stitch first thing. Okay, so I'm doing a 1x1 ribbing. So I'm on a purl. If you look at how the tip goes through the yarn, it's very smooth. It's made not to split your yarn. And it just as smooth, no hang up on the needles. This is an acrylic yarn, but it's a very soft, smooth acrylic yarn. And I mean, just a pleasure to work with. No squeaking. I haven't noticed any squeaking during this project. But these are the fixed circulars. It's the only pair I have. So I'm going to put these over here. Get them out of the way, and then we'll move on to the DPNs. I'm just getting some, it gets a little crowded on my table here. Okay, DPNs. I have two sets. This one here is on a project, and I just finished a project with this, the Arctic Climbs headband that I had been talking about by Lindsay Luchuk, and here it is. It's a very textured pattern. It hasn't been blocked or anything yet. And this is done in a bulky 6. I used the 8mm on that. These ones here are a 3.5mm, very tiny. I've got my Arnie Carlos Advent Ball cast onto this using a DK weight yarn. And I'm not going to knit anything because I got to follow the pattern. It's a chart. I'll knit with these ones here. But if you look, it's got a triangular. It's easier to show when you big ones there. So we'll pull a big one out. If you look at it, it's got a triangular body on it with flat here, it's flat here, and it's flat here, and you see It's a US 11. Again, it has the drumstick tip. So I'll grab a couple here and we'll just do a quick. This is just some This is what I used to make the Arctic climbs with. This is just some bulky 6, super bulky Caron chunky cakes. So I'm just going to cast on a few stitches. This isn't a knitting tutorial. And just cast on a few. And this is a splitty yarn. I will tell you that. It's fuzzy, splitty, and it's chunky. So, I mean, cast on. I'll cast on 6 stitches because it's a bulky 6. Okay? So I cast on 6 stitches. Again, coming into the stitch, no splitting. It glides. Except that's me right there. It glides very nicely on the needles. No squeaking. There's really no drag on the needles. This is all knit. Now the pleasure of using these here was when I had to do a purl or a cable. Purling, you're on the right side. Purling, usually it's trouble getting it into your stitch, but this goes right through just as easy as slicing a knife through butter. That's a purl. It's a purl. Nice and easy. Now, I have noticed, and this may just be the day, the mood, whatever. When I was doing the fixed circulars with the Prym, I switched from a mindful set to the 3.5 or 4mm Pryms. I did notice it affected my gauge, which happens if you switch needles in the middle of your project. It can very well affect your gauge. Same size needle, but if they're different materials, you know, you may be using your tension different because of the way the needle is made. You never know, but I did notice that. I'll let you know how it goes in the future as I use these more, but I really enjoyed using these Prym DPNs as well as the fixed circular. They really were nice to work with. I really got this to try these from Arnie and Carlos. It comes in a set of 5. Let's see if I can get them all out here. Comes in a set of 5. I got these on Amazon, and they really weren't that expensive. These are stuck in here. I think these were less than $20. I think I paid like 12 Canadian for them. And I got them stuck in there. And they came quickly, a couple days they were here. The packaging is very simple, right to the point, which I like. And I do store mine in the box. But there's your 5 DPNs. And like I said, very nice. And they are a synthetic material, which I basically think is plastic. But it could be, you know, a fancy kind. Who knows? Trying to get, oh, I got one of them in the wrong place. But this is how they came packaged. Just like that. You're able to see your needles. And it shows you on here triangle shape and your hook tips, which are drumsticks. Again, this is the very small, and this came like this. And again, these were, like I said, $11 roughly. Not very expensive. So I'm going to put these back down here with my project. Okay, now we'll do the crochet hooks. I got these in 2 different sets. They weren't, like I said, off Amazon. They weren't that expensive. I'll put links in the description box for where I got the Prym hooks and needles at. This is a Prym J. It just gives the, it's hard to see there, it just gives the letter size. And they're ergonomic. They're nice to work with. They're a longer hook. I will tell you that. They're a longer hook. If you take one of my clovers and put it beside it, you can see the difference. And if you look at the head, it's got a pretty deep neck in there, throat, and it's got a fairly pointy head. I mean, if you compare it to a clover, let's get one that's close to the same size. What size is this? This is a J hook, and probably my J is in a project, which it is. So let me grab. This is a 7mm. Prym 7, be 4.5mm. You can see the difference in the hook heads. It has a deeper throat than the clover. I have an Omi hook. It has a closer head to the Omi hook. And the Omi hook's just a little bit longer. Hold on, please. Okay, I apologize that the girls were barking at somebody across the street. So, like I said, it's a nice hook head, and it came in sets. I got an E, an H, a G, a C, a G. I got 2 G's. No, EG, different colors, and they're color coded. This is a J, and this is a 7, which is a 4.5mm. So that's not too bad. Let's get some yarn here, and we'll grab a G hook, because this is like a, and we will just, again, we're not reviewing a crochet tutorial or the yarn or anything, just check the hooks there. Now, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. How long as I can get it to focus. If I have too much light on you, because sometimes I can actually have too much light. Okay. Yeah, it was maybe a little too much light, because I have natural light coming by the window. Okay. And there's the hook head. And very nice. It doesn't split. It just glides. And there's not really any noise, you know, like that squeaking you get. This is a wool nylon blend, soft yarn. I mean, it doesn't, and the pointed head, when you're going into a stitch, looking at the screen instead of looking at my crochet, the pointed head makes it easy going into a stitch. I'm just going into the chain, just doing a single crochet. And we blurred. She's just having issues today with focusing. So if there's any blurry in this video, I apologize. You know I don't do a whole lot of editing. And we'll do a double crochet. So there's really no drag, no squeaking with it. The head, the pointy head, makes it easy to get into the stitch, which would be great when you're doing, you know, like lace work and stuff, even in crocheting. Nice stitch tension, and I've enjoyed using the Prym crochet hooks also. It's a good product. They're a reasonably priced product and very well made. I mean, there is no catching here. This is a rubber handle, like a rubber nylon, and this is plastic. And here, if you look closely, it's hard to see because it's white. There, where the join's at, there's nothing. I mean, these are very well made, very comfortable in my hand. They're extra long, especially if I'm a knife holder, but I also do crochet pencil. Most of the time, I crochet knife. They're long, so it's not hitting you on the hand. I know some people choke their crochet hooks way this way. That might get in their way, but I hold my back straight and I relax my hand. Okay, all kind of goings on here this morning. Anyways, we can wrap this up. So, the Prym needles and hooks are good quality, reasonably priced, and very comfortable. Now, there are other Prym products. They have wood, they have metal, but these are the ones I bought. Now, the first time I saw these really was Arnie and Carlos. They did a very comprehensive review of the Prym products because they sponsor Arnie and Carlos, I believe. And like I said, I'll leave all these links in the box below. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment, message me, email me, and I'd be glad to answer it if I'm able to. So hopefully this little review helped you a little bit on the hooks there. Just so you can see, I got this from Temu for my crochet hooks. It rotates 360, and it just sits on my desk. All my crochet hooks are right here at my fingertips. Now, mind you, there are some that are going to be coming out of here. There are a few that aren't in here because they're too big. My big crochet hook, that's like a 25, and a couple of my bigger hooks that didn't fit in, like my clovers. This is my clover PQ 15 millimeter. It's not in here. And we'll wind you out there. There we go. So, and it wasn't that expensive. I think it was less than 10 bucks. It's pretty well made. So that's my review on Prym hooks and DPNs and fixed circular. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you so choose. If you don't, no hard feelings. Here's bye for now from Deer Island, and I'll see you in the next video, review, tutorial, live. Hugs, smiles, and happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place each and every day. Bye-bye.